Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Polkadot. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. So taking a look at the daily chart, Polkadot has gone, one could say parabolic here, but the EMA is already vertical. This is the 20 EMA on the daily chart. The RSI is in the overbought. So if you want to know what I'm doing with my Polkadot, feel free to head over to our Patreon. There's a free trial. You can find out where my selling targets are and what am I doing with my Polkadot and which other coins I'm buying into at the moment. But Polkadot essentially is retracing to its top from the March top in 2024. And we could see a retracement from here. It would be a logical expectation because we've gone parabolic. The weekly is already slightly in the overbought. And usually when this happens on a high cap altcoin, you don't want to be buying at this top. You want to be waiting for a retracement. Ideally, you want to look at this 0.618 level on the Fib at $7.50. But again, there's no guarantees. Right now we're in an alt season essentially right now. The alt season indicator or the alt season index has gone past the 70 mark. So that means we're in an alt season, or when 75% of the top 100 coins perform better than Bitcoin. I believe they have to outperform Bitcoin by 50% or something. Or actually it's 75% of the top 100 coins are outperforming Bitcoin. That means we're in an alt season. And that's exactly what's happening over here. Now, we were doing updates on Polkadot for the longest time, and we were giving you a lot of buying opportunities and a lot of areas to buy into Polkadot. We had a bit of a falling wedge here during the past few months from August into November. We finally broke out of that area there. And we retraced back to our top from March. And if you enter this for a short to mid-term trade, then you want to be exiting now, in my personal opinion. This is where you want to be leaving Polkadot, and this is where you want to be switching over to something else. If you want to move over to a mid-cap or low-cap project with your Polkadot profits, or if you're just going to keep holding, that's also fine. Depends on your targets, on your risk management. With this fractal from the bottom in August to the top in March, we're looking at $24 as our technical target for Polkadot, and that is a mid-term target. So we could get to this level, if we get parabolic, right, we could get to this level in January, March. Polkadot could do that, technically speaking, but do you want to be holding something that's going to do a 4x, or rather, sorry, a 2.4x in a few months, or maybe you want to look at something that can do a 5 to 10x. Again, that depends on your risk management, on your risk tolerance, on your financial goals, on your experience. Because if you're a newcomer in this market, you do not want to be buying low caps. You do not want to be buying meme coins. In fact, you don't want to be buying meme coins whatsoever, even if you're an expert, right? Meme coins is not the place to be in. So if you're new to the markets, this is a perfect opportunity for you to take some profits, not financial advice, but at least take out your initial investment and then wait for that retracement and then buy back in, or maybe wait for a market correction, get into a different altcoin. You know, this is not the end of the world. You know, the markets aren't going to go anywhere. You want to be securing your profits if you are a newcomer, because greed will take over at some point and you will not be able to sell. I've been through that, guys, so make sure you don't repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Also, this $24, $25 range here, in fact, this is from $23 to $26.4. This range is based on this trading range from December 2021 and January 2022. Because we had a few bounces in that block before we moved down, and we actually retested that as resistance twice and then had that correction. So we could potentially see a pretty strong bounce off of $22, $23, because usually you come back up to a previous resistance, you get rejected. Ideally, what we want to do is we want to break above it, back test it as support, and then continue from there, but we don't know if that's going to happen. So we have to be conservative, especially with Polkadot that, you know, is barely breaking above its August 2022 high here, which a lot of projects have done like a long time ago. And again, I mentioned the fact that the daily RSI is in the overbought. Let's switch over to the weekly chart. And before we continue with the video, I want to give a quick shout out to my Patreon. If you're interested in getting more exclusive content, you want to support me as a creator, and you like what you're seeing here on YouTube and you want more, feel free to check out the Patreon. That's definitely a place for you. There's a 7-day free trial, which means you can get access to all of my content since the inception of the page. So that means you get podcasts, low cap gems, technical analysis, project reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. We try to do posts there on a daily basis. We cover airdrops and a lot of stuff that we don't really cover on YouTube because we don't have as much time. And of course, because patrons get more stuff and more content. And if you're interested in that, the link is down below in the description. Thank you all. Let's continue on with the video. Now with the weekly chart, the 0.618 here is a very strong resistance level. This rejected us back in March, and we're potentially getting rejected once again. And we could see a retracement all the way back to the top of this block. This is a block based on a few touches here from August 2022. Let me just get this perfectly set up. There we go, just like that. And you also have a rejection off of that level in December 2023. So you could potentially come back down to that block and retest it as support. That would be sitting at around $9, and you can set up some buy limit orders in advance. Again, we were covering Polkadot throughout these two corrections here, and we were giving you these entries into Polkadot. We were talking about $3 to $4. We were talking about retesting this bottom again and having a move to the upside from there. That actually played out. So it's not like you did not have a chance to buy into Polkadot. You had a chance, and hopefully you capitalized on it. And I personally made 2x already on Polkadot. So we entered, I believe my average was at $5 something. And we were able to, get to 100x, or sorry, not 100x, 100% gains. Now, bull market wise, or bull cycle top wise, we're potentially looking at, so the 1.414 here is sitting at $50. The 1.272 is sitting at $38. Unless Polkadot shows us strength and actually breaks past the golden ratio here and takes out the $24 price tag relatively quickly in a swift fashion, then that could be a good sign for us. But if we're going to keep dragging our feet behind the market and we're not going to be performing as well as the other layer ones and the other altcoins are, then we cannot be expecting new all-time highs for Polkadot. That's just the reality of the situation. On top of that, 90% of coins don't get back up to their all-time high or their previous all-time high from the previous cycle. So be aware of that and make sure not to go all in to Polkadot or any project for that matter. And once again, this is not financial advice. The weekly RSI is in the overbought as well, or just by a bit, but you can see the previous few times we were in the overbought just by a bit, we actually had a retracement. So over here, just historically speaking, you have a really good point to take some profits, because every single time you just passed the index of 70, you have a retracement. So make sure to either, once again, take out your initial investment or maybe sell 30-40% of your position and reallocate that into a more bullish project. The stochastic is in the overbought. And historically, whenever we get into the overbought, we tend to stay there for a few weeks and then we dump. So this was November 2023 until January 2024. This was a very quick move in March 2024. So is this going to be a case of us staying there for an extended period of time like we did back in 2021 and like we did to a lesser extent here in 2023? I don't know. I can't tell exactly. We could potentially have a move back down from in December and then reverse midway through and have another peak into March and May. That's a very possible outcome, and that would be your top for Polkadot in this cycle. I don't think Polkadot is going to be running until November 2025. Even if the bull market continues, I think most of the top high cap altcoins will print their highs for this cycle in the first half of 2025, and after that is just going to be a lower high. We did print a bullish cross on the MACD, just like we did back in October 2023, and that was a bullish signal for this uptrend, and this uptrend could be even better. Hopefully it is going to be better and stronger, and there's going to be more momentum. Hopefully Polkadot is going to give us more insight into their Polkadot 2.0, and when is the final rollout going to be taking place? What is their roadmap looking like? That's pretty much it for Polkadot. Not a lot to say because we haven't done anything that's that hasn't been done before or anything too spectacular. The bullish cross on the weekly is going to be a good sign, of course. That's going to be really strong. We had that over here, but unfortunately after that we had a correction soon after. So hopefully this bullish cross is our bull market confirmation for Polkadot, and we should be in an uptrend from here on out. Thank you all for watching. Stay safe and goodbye.